on the choices and effects system that Until Dawn decided to present me with. The butterfly effect, and just some of the collectibles, and covering a little bit of the story, because personally there was parts that left me a little confused. I've had to read 1-2 parts on the Wikipedia afterwards, but overall most of it made sense by the end. But I figured I'd check out the collectibles and see how they relate to the story. And how much they actually gave away in advance, as well as some of the like little totem things, because they look so out of context in game, but in game they may be actually pretty decent. Just change the fact that for some reason it's got a giant border today. Not sure where that's come from. Advanced settings. I don't really want to be seeing the view comments section. I'm not sure why that's there. Why? Oh, it's gone. Good. That was rather weird. Okay. So the bonus content, I've already watched these. They still say new summaries, and they talk about some really interesting things. I mean, the mocap was pretty cool. The problem is it does highlight the biggest issue of the eyes, teeth are not actually mocapped, and so they always look a bit jarring compared to everything else looking so realistic. It also shows that the head and body are always filmed separately, which also you notice a lot sometimes. But, you know, games are getting a hell of a lot better on that, and this is one of the best games I've seen on that subject. Talk about exactly how they like to mess with people using biometric readers and working out the best places to scare people. And running some psycho little tests on people to find out exactly what scares them, what makes them tick, and using it in their game, which is kind of cool. Turns out that the guy that actually worked on the game is the one playing the stranger, who I believe has a name. Not sure what it was, but I remember reading it. Basically, apparently he was avenging his grandfather because his grandfather died to the master of the Wendigos, which is the one that was hunting Anna and Beth at the start of the game. Turns out they were being hunted by a Wendigo, and that was why he went to save them, and they thought he was a bad guy and fell off the cliff. I kind of thought he was just a bad guy for most of the while, so, you know, that's that. Right, let's have a look at some of the statuses and effects. What have we got? Right, let's have a look at the butterfly effects throughout the game. Any of your business. Right. Okay, so Sam initially looked at Chris's incoming message because you've got a nosy, and Chris is offended by that. Because Chris was offended by that, he criticised Sam for being nosy. Is that all? What about the fact that Chris then was a nosy git himself later because of it? I'll call that happening. Chris chose not to shoot the squirrel. Nature remained in balance. I'm very curious what would have happened if nature was out of balance. I'm assuming that the deer would have attacked us later on in the game. And that would have been lovely. Ashley encouraged Matt to use the telescope. Matt saw Mike and Emily flirting with each other and confronted Mike. But did not actually confront Emily later in the game. Shit got too real and the relationship issue kind of went to one side. We forgot to continue that whole little plot line there, actually, didn't we? Which is kind of disappointing. Matt sided with Emily during the fight with Jessica, and Emily was sympathetic to Matt because of it. Well, I don't know about sympathetic. She really didn't seem sympathetic. She seemed like she was telling me off most of the game. I came to Jessica's aid immediately, and Jessica appreciated my heroism. And I continued to impress Jessica. But Jessica resisted Mike's advances. Wait, you're saying I could get further with her? That's not fair. I continued to impress her. Why didn't the dude get laid? That doesn't seem like a good cause and effect. I worked harder than that. Sam left a baseball bat in the cellar. And that was it. Nobody used it ever, apparently. Huh. I wonder who was meant to come across that. Who didn't. I thought Sam would be, but maybe I took a different path. And because Mike chased after Jessica correctly, she was still alive. But she failed to escape the second time. Yeah, that was stupid. I probably should have hid. She couldn't run, and I was like, run! That wasn't my smartest decision in the game, I will admit. But, you know, Matt was panicking. What was he going to do? He was going to run. It was always going to happen. Oh god, Matt's talking about how I'm going to be playing friggin' Outlast next. I might be. That may be my next video, but might be Outlast. I'm not looking forward to that, I'll be completely honest. Chris said that he would save Ashley. Ashley was grateful and felt indebted to Chris. Josh felt betrayed and antagonised Chris. Chris hit Josh. Yeah, well, you know, he deserved it. He really did deserve it. I don't know why the guy ever felt sorry for that. And have battered him harder and more times. Mike hacked off his own fingers and no longer had a reusable machete. So he couldn't have a machete to defend himself. But luckily, Sam rescued Mike. If Sam hadn't have rescued Mike, Mike would have been dead because I didn't have that damn machete because I hacked off my fingers. If I'd have hacked off my fingers quicker, I'd have had a machete. But instead, I was like, I don't want to do this. Of course I don't want to do this. Who wants to hack their fingers off? It seems stupid. Oh, this is good. I was very happy about this. Not kicking the wolf meant he guided me through the sanatorium. And he survived. And he kicked ass. He saved my life. That wolf was my best friend in this game. I loved him. Me supporting Emily's plan to go to the tower and get help was not good or bad. Actually, it must have been good because they got there in the dawn. So, what would have happened if I didn't? Would I have not got help at the dawn? Huh. Or would it have forced me there? That's kind of curious. Yep, Sam got herself caught. That's not fair because I did run. Apparently I was meant to run though. And yeah, Sam needed to be rescued by Mike rather than Ashley and Chris apparently. Matt walked calmly through the herd and escaped the threat unscathed. Yeah, I felt like if I'd have messed with nature or if I'd have hit any of them, we'd have died right there. Must have done, right? Who gets the gun? Emily kept the flare gun and had a defense against the attack. Mike faced a dilemma. Yep. Right, Mike did face a dilemma, but he picked the right choice. He kept her alive, which is good. Matt jumped to safety, and because of that he found Jessica and survived until dawn. If I'd not jumped to safety, would I have died? That's kind of interesting. I'm going to be reading a list basically in a minute of what would and would not have killed me. And then that way I can find out for more certain. Because I think that's the kind of interesting aspect of it. What's this one then? Ashley took the scissors and stabbed the psycho, so he punched him in the eye. And then Chris hit him for it. Yep. He still deserved it. He deserved the stab, he deserved being hit. All of those things. Josh was a complete psychopath and had major things wrong with him. Ashley split up from Chris, saw the psycho in his workshop. Chris then scared Ashley because he's a dick. That was really annoying. Point blank. Chris didn't shoot Ashley. Ashley was concerned about Chris as he left. This meant she opened the door and saved my life. Oh, that's... wow. So if I'd have shot her, instead of not picking Eva like I went with, then she would not have opened the door, and I would have been killed. Damn. Emily was bitten, Mike spared her. Ashley was faced with a dilemma and told the truth. Yeah. Even though she got yelled at for it, she should have messed with her, I think, at this rate. We should have known how whiny Emily was about it. But, you know, she died anyway. I blew up the house like an idiot. Killed her, too. That was not meant to happen. Ashley wouldn't leave Chris, and then... ooh, what's that voice? Ashley went to the trap door. Fuck that trap door. I did not remember they mimic stuff, and just walked towards that trap door thinking, I better save Jessica. And instead got absolutely murdered for it. Which was not nice at all. Sam discovered failed to discover a vital record. Josh recognized Hannah too late and was killed. Huh. So, if I would have found a vital record, then Josh would have realized it was Hannah and not been killed for it. Damn. That's not good. That's why Josh died. I wondered how he was supposed to live. And, of course, the result of chaos. Sam escaped, Mike died, Ashley died, Emily died, Chris escaped! Yeah! So Ashley would have been there too to die in the lodge if it weren't for the fact that I got killed in the mine. But I feel really bad about Mike and Emily dying just because I blew up the lodge. I should have waited, stuck to the plan, but I panicked. I was gonna panic. It only seems fair to panic. Alright, so I missed a lot of totems. This explains why I didn't think there were many in the game, considering. And as I thought, all I was picking up was fortune totems. Okay, so let's have a look at the fortune totems. Oh, hey. It was on the place set on fire. Okay. Yeah, that did come true then. Yep, that came true. I'm not going to shoot her. I'm not going to do that. Letting me in. Yep. That happened. And yeah, being alive purely because of me. Okay, they all happened actually. What about the dangers? Yep. That was a nice warning actually, though I had no idea about it at the time. Oh, that one, perfect. I saw that coming because of it. I realised exactly where we were and dodged it because of that. Yeah, that happened. There was no way to stop me getting punched, sadly. What about loss? Alright. What was that one? Was that Mike dying? Injured status of butterflies. Yeah, the potential loss of a friend. Yeah. That's Emily, isn't it? Yeah, that's Emily. Yeah, I was finding the loss, and I still let her die by accident. Guidance. What is it showing a bed for? I'm not particularly sure what that one is, I'll be honest with you. What's that one? Is it just showing me the path I'm meant to go, the guidance, for a future choice? There wasn't a choice there, was there? I'm not particularly sure on those two. Wait, what was the deaths? Alright. Repeated falls to death. Isn't that showing me her and Hannah dying? Yeah, it is. Or rather, Beth dying, because Hannah didn't actually die, as I found out later. Alright, and this is... Oh yeah, this is the shot in the head. Boom. Yeah. Luckily he didn't do that. I managed to stop that one, so that was good. Wait, is there, from what I saw there, like an option to play like all of them or something? Or is it just play in general? Oh.
Grandfather could not. Sometime after, the prospectors came to mine this mountain until a cave-in trap and driven mad murderers.
I feel like I skipped a lot.
After many months, until one night, we were not alone in the woods that night. I couldn't save your friends, but I...
Holy cow! I missed a lot of the story. Wow. I missed a lot. This kind of jumps, doesn't it? Wow. That's pretty bad. I'll be honest, that's pretty bad. Though I found a lot of the clues apparently. What we got? We got the twins. These are predominantly just telling me about the twins, aren't they? We've got the, yeah, pretty much the photos and stuff like that. Missing person photo. And then we've got best head. There's no sign of the body. That's because the body was eaten by Hannah, of all people. Hannah's locker in the mine. Compatibility test. A simple wooden cross with best name etched onto it. See, the fact that it said best name says it all. Anna put that there, and then proceeded to eat the body because she was stuck in the mines and could not find a way out. So Anna spent a month in the mines and eating Beth's body, and that turned her into the Wendigo. The big Wendigo was Hannah, which was pointed out by the butterfly repeatedly on her, and that was because she ate her sister while in the mines. It's also why she saved Josh a couple of times, basically. But yeah, not good. I was surprised she survived though. It looked like both of them died in the scene. In 1952. See, I thought I gained most of these stories regarding it. Yeah. We worked out that Billy Bates went pure crazy and became the Wendigo. Yeah, okay, so he killed everyone, some of them suicided because of the miners trapped in the mine. I basically got all of that, really. Sadly, I didn't find out much about Mystery Man in the end. The dead pig that had been gutted. Yeah, I would say that was Josh. It was for his death machine. I recall that. Okay, so it should have updates with it, yeah. Josh made this to set up the Psycho story. Yeah, the wanted Victor Milgram trying to be freaky with it, saying that someone had been on the mountain and stuff. Yeah, the newspapers are fake. Josh had it printed to set up the idea that there was a psycho on the mountain. It was Josh's voice and never was an escaped convict. Oh, wow. I didn't realise that. It sounded like a local copper. That was pretty well done by him. The guy was really freaky. Yeah, we found the axe at the cable star station. Who'd taken it out again. Basically to mess with us. Most of what that guy was doing was messing with us. Yeah, the labels are famous with cigar, put the sanitarium, so it was that guy. Mysterious symbol. Was there to ward off evil spirits. Oh, that's what they were for. Okay. And that was on talking about it. Alright. The strange man near the large poster flamethrower guy. Yeah. Yeah. And the distinctive brand label telling us that that's what the other one was. These must have been the Wendigo sightings the mystery guy was collecting. Ah. I see. That's what that was about. Yeah, Josh put the axe there. It's probably his plan to freak his friends out. That seems fair. Video camera. Josh was going to upload all of this to the internet. Ah, that's why there was a video camera. Okay, that makes sense now. This looks like coming from a slaughterhouse. Apparently that one wasn't explained. Alright. Josh had plenty of opportunity to take these over the last year. Yeah, he did. The freaky little shit. The number of times Sam must have been around to visit him and he decided that he was going to upset her. Yeah, the batteries and timers. Great system by him. Wonderful system. Dude should consider being an electrician. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Doesn't matter. The bulb is the right time for the project to find out the area hotel. Oh. And of course, that is newspaper's faked. Yeah, that's Josh's psycho method for you. Alright, so that's most of that. Let's collaborate that with some of the information that I've read. So basically, the plot line of the game, which would be in the video here, apparently, if I had collected enough of the totems, didn't realise that would explain the events of the past. It seems like so a mine was made back in the late 1890s, and in that mine, people worked at it for a long time, despite being warned of evil spirits on the mountain. In the 1950s, there was a cave-in, and in the cave-in, some of the miners ate some of the other miners. when they got out, some of them started to go mad and show weird symptoms, so they got locked up in the sanatorium. In the sanatorium, they went mad. They were turning over a few days into Wendigos, of which the Wendigos were locked up. And eventually, as we saw in one of the films, they managed to get free. Half of the people in the sanatorium died, some of them got turned into Wendigos, some of them just decided to plain old shoot themselves in the head. The entire thing was covered up, except by Flamethrower's grandfather. Flamethrower Guy's, should I say, grandfather. Flamethrower Guy's grandfather was trying to deal with it all, and was going round killing the Wendigo. The problem is, when you kill the Wendigo, you set their spirits free, and then their spirits will go into other people and try and possess them. You have to have a strong mind to resist that. As such, he eventually died to, like, the biggest of the Wendigos, because apparently Wendigos that attack each other, which we saw in the final scene of the game, take over the power of the other Wendigos. So one of them managed to become the supreme of all of them. That is the big one that was destroying all the little ones in the lodge. That particular one eventually was the one that was chasing Hannah and Beth after the prank that had happened. When the prank happened, Anna and Beth went and managed to escape from it, and the screaming that you hear in the forest is Flamethrower Guy, who took on his grandfather's legacy, managing to murder the supreme one of all of them. He didn't particularly want to. He wanted to capture it, as he has been doing for years, because capturing them is a lot better and keeps them all locked up and safe. But unfortunately, he had to kill it in the heat of the moment, and so its spirit was released. Sadly, those guys didn't trust the old man, so they fell down to their death. But Anna survived. Anna was forced to eat Beth, and the spirit managed to get hold of the important big one of the Wendigos, managed to get hold of Anna. And when it got old, let's put the video on there, blah, with Anna, she ate Beth after putting a cross down for her, and then started releasing other Wendigos, and the old man, the Flamethrower Guy, was fighting them for the entire year, basically. Until we turned up and caused a load of trouble, basically. And so that's most of the backstory to the game. The old man apparently, after death, was absorbed into the thing by all accounts. And when he blows up in the lodge at the end, the evil one of all of them, if Josh was alive, the spirit of him goes inside Josh, and you see Josh at the end turned evil. As he has not, presumably there will be nothing to come from it, and I guess that's something we'll have to see in some kind of sequel. Good luck to them for tying all of the things together there. It should be interesting. Okay, so some of the deaths that occurred in the game are kind of interesting. Okay, so we've got the brilliant one that if you decide to shoot Ashley, when she is telling you, please shoot me, well, because of that, it turns out that Chris dies. There's only 2 ways for Chris to actually die, basically, and one is that. That is because of him, in that situation, pissing Ashley off. And so Ashley later isn't there to let him into the lodge, and thus he dies. In that same scene of him running into the lodge, I had a choice to shoot multiple things instead of just the Wendigos. If I'd have shot any of those other things, one of the Wendigos would have killed me. So I'm very glad that I shot all of them instead. That should be a butterfly effect. Shoot all the Wendigos and live. Emily, well, she only has 2 chances of dying during the game. One is me blowing her up at the end, which I kind of did. The other one is to shoot her with Mike, basically. Matt actually pretty much survives. There is only one thing with Matt, and that is when I'm surrounded in episode 6 to shoot one of the animals. So that's brilliant. If I'd have shot one of the animals, I would have been dead, basically. So luckily I have a respect for animals and didn't kill any of them. Ashley will obviously die to the trap door, courtesy of me. It doesn't look like she has any other option of dying, but actually she will die in the lodge at the end, if it comes to that. Which obviously I'd have blown her up there anyway, but at least, she died already because of the trap door, which I let them into. Josh's fate is solely determined by picking up the journal with Sam at the mill. If you do not pick up the journal, Josh will die. Obviously, I didn't pick up the journal. If it is, he would have found out exactly who was attacking him, and apparently got through some kind of empathy to them, I guess, that stopped them from actually attacking him. This is kind of interesting. Sam only has one opportunity to die in the game. This is during the end game, where in the lodge lobby, she can die if you fail to remain still. So basically, I literally should have stayed still, and then everyone would have lived, because Mike would have gone and pushed the thing. Mike can die through two methods. One, if he's the last one standing, he would sacrifice himself. Two, I can kill him with Sam by running away, like I did. Which is kind of a shame. Yes, Jessica is the other one, and she can either die early on in the game, or I can keep her alive, like I did, by taking the faster options with Mike through all of the river and stuff, and falling down that hole. And because of that, she died instead, because I didn't hide. If I'd have hid, then she would have been fine. Instead, I ran and got her killed. Which is unfortunate. Another thing here. This is places in the moment where you think someone will die and actually don't. In the saw trap, where you get to choose between killing Ashley or Josh. That is a completely irrelevant section. Jessica, when she gets dragged through the window, doesn't instantly die. Emily doesn't die at the radio tower, regardless of what you do. And when Chris has to choose who to shoot, well, actually, technically that's not true, because if he chooses to shoot Ashley, she gets personally dies later because of it. So technically that is a cause and effect, which would be a butterfly effect. So there is that. Episodes where you can prevent deaths. Jessica, episode 4. If you don't take the quickest path, then she dies. If you do take the quickest path and fail to execute the QTEs, she dies. When Matt is surrounded, like an idiot. Also, if Matt repeatedly tries to save Emily and doesn't have the flare gun, then he will instead die, but because he jumps off too late and gets hooked, apparently. Oh, that sounds kind of brutal. Like I didn't see that. That's not good at all. Okay, then we've got the whole thing with Emily. Shoot all the Wendigos on the way back to the lodge. Oh, Chris can get killed at the same trapdoor as Ashley if Ashley went on without him and then didn't die at the trapdoor. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, Josh is solely determined by the tattoo collectible and the journal collectible with Sam at the mill. When you enter the water, left climb to find it, and thus Josh will survive in the long run. And of course, that is when he turns into a Wendigo during the final scenes. If other people are alive, they will report that to the police, and they will go down, and they will be there for him to kill them in the final scene. If not, then he will not. They will just have him on camera being zoomed into and turning, without the police seeing it if everyone else is dead. So yeah, this is Until Dawn. I think this is a hell of a good game. I think it's rather interesting. It's pretty great. The story managed to keep me interested the entire way through. The jump scares were a bit diabolically evil at times. Unnecessarily so, I felt, but that's probably because I don't particularly do horror games. I was glad to see Hayden Panettiere. I always like to see the cheerleader. And that guy is pretty freaky, playing as a stranger, so personally I'd have ran for him too if a flamethrower guy was chasing me like that. Well, there's some incredible detail to the game. I suggest anyone play it if they get an opportunity. Personally, as a review, I absolutely loved the game. Some of the camera angles were incredibly annoying, rather unnecessarily so at times. The second half of the story kind of reverted to trope a bit, but at least managed to keep itself interesting enough to continue going. So I'm very glad for the purchase. I hope you find my overall gameplay series interesting. Let me know if you like this kind of video so I can decide if I should bother doing more in the future or not. I'm not really sure. And we'll see where the channel goes from here. We might go into a video of Outlast next. Otherwise, there's a possibility of me doing a top 10 video games that I would personally think are the best of all time. So we'll see. See you next time.